The chase began today, at around 4:00 p.m. on December 30th, 2024, in the 6900 block of Pendleton Pike, Lawrence, Indiana. On a chilly, year-end day, the Lawrence Police Department received a report about a vehicle with an irregular license plate. According to Lawrence Police Chief Curtis Bigsby, it was a routine traffic issue involving a standard license plate violation. An officer from the Lawrence Police Department, later identified as Lieutenant David Gordon, was assigned to conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle. Pendleton Pike, a bustling road near the intersection of 38th Street and Shadeland Avenue, is surrounded by commercial centers and residential areas. This area frequently sees traffic stops, especially during the end-of-year period when traffic volume spikes. Now transformed into a high-speed battlefield, Officer Gordon, with extensive experience in the police force, approached the vehicle driven by Kenneth Thaddeus Roberts Jr., 48 years old. At the time, no one could have anticipated that a routine traffic stop would rapidly escalate into one of the most dramatic chases and shootouts in Lawrence's recent history. To understand just how intense this pursuit became, let's follow the Lawrence police as they chase down and apprehend this troublemaker. When Gordon signaled for the vehicle to pull over, Roberts initially complied, stopping in a commercial parking lot. A female passenger quickly exited the vehicle and left the scene. At first glance, this seemed like a natural reaction from someone avoiding legal trouble. However, it marked the beginning of a dangerous chain of events. Officer Gordon, following protocol, ordered Roberts to remain in the vehicle and not leave. Despite clear warnings from Gordon, Roberts suddenly hit the gas, driving out of the parking lot and beginning his escape. This decision by Roberts not only violated traffic laws but also raised suspicions that he might be hiding something far more serious. Gordon immediately reported the situation via radio, requesting assistance from other units in the area simultaneously. He activated his siren and priority lights on the patrol car, initiating a pursuit of Roberts' vehicle through Lawrence's crowded streets. In the initial moments of the chase, tension gripped the Lawrence Police Department. Additional officers were dispatched to assist, including units from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department (IMPD). Initial reports from Gordon indicated that the suspect was not only fleeing, but also engaging in dangerous behavior, driving at high speeds and disregarding traffic rules. This prompted commanders at the scene to quickly assess the situation's danger level. Was this merely a case of defiance? Or could Roberts be armed or intend to cause harm meanwhile? At IMPD's command center, dispatchers monitored the situation via radio communication. They swiftly pinpointed the chase's location on a map, ensuring that support units could deploy effectively. Amid the year-end context, when police often handled increased traffic and crime-related incidents, rapidly mobilizing personnel was a significant challenge. However, the coordination between the Lawrence Police Department and IMPD was seamless, showcasing the professionalism of law enforcement in the area. The chase began in the parking lot on Pendleton Pike, stretching across Lawrence's main roads, including 38th Street and later East 30th Street. The entire pursuit covered approximately 2.5 miles, about 4 kilometers. A relatively short distance, but fraught with danger due to heavy traffic and Roberts' reckless behavior. Footage from Officer Gordon's dashcam, later released by IMPD on March 21, 2025, vividly captured the intensity of the situation. As Roberts sped away from the parking lot, he quickly accelerated, weaving through lanes and even driving into oncoming traffic on 38th Street. This behavior not only endangered other vehicles on the road, but also forced Officer Gordon to maneuver his patrol car carefully to avoid collisions. The dashcam footage showed Roberts' dark-colored sedan constantly switching lanes and overtaking other vehicles at high speed. Meanwhile, Gordon maintained a safe distance but ensured the suspect remained within his control. A few minutes into the chase, the situation escalated when Roberts suddenly opened fire. He shot through the rear window of his vehicle, targeting Gordon's patrol car. White puffs of smoke, identified as muzzle flashes from the gunfire, were clearly visible in the dashcam footage. This moment transformed the incident from a routine traffic pursuit into a life-threatening situation, facing the threat of being shot. Officer Gordon quickly reacted by retrieving an AR rifle equipped in his patrol car. In a bold and rare decision, Gordon fired 4 rounds through his patrol car's windshield, aiming at Roberts' vehicle. Though not a formally trained technique in police protocol, this action reflected the urgency of the situation. The bullets pierced the windshield, creating small, precise holes without shattering the entire glass, similar to an incident recorded in Las Vegas in 2018. Gordon's decision to shoot through the windshield showcased both courage and raised questions about police tactics and procedures in high-stakes situations. While some experts argued that firing from a moving vehicle could compromise accuracy and pose risks, others, like Rick Snyder, president of IMPD's Fraternal Order of Police, praised it as outstanding police work and a testament to superior training, equipment, and skill. The chase continued as Roberts veered onto East 30th Street, where he persisted in driving against traffic, causing chaos on the road. Gordon's body camera footage showed him maintaining remarkable composure, continuously relaying his position and the situation via radio to coordinate with supporting units. Meanwhile, officers from IMPD, including Officer Owen Duckett and another from the Lawrence Police Department, Sergeant Mateo Agresta, arrived at the scene to assist. When Roberts' vehicle finally came to a stop in the 6,500 block of East 30th Street, about 2 miles from the starting point, the situation was far from over. Instead of surrendering, Roberts continued firing from inside his car, forcing the officers to return fire. According to reports, Officer Gordon fired at least 14 rounds after exiting his patrol car. Sergeant Agresta fired approximately 10 rounds from his rifle, and Officer Duckett fired about 12 rounds from his handgun. In total, at least 36 rounds were fired by the police in the final stage of the shootout. After the gunfire ceased, officers at the scene repeatedly ordered Roberts to raise his hands and exit the vehicle. These commands were repeated for several minutes, but there was no response from inside the suspect's car. Concerned that Roberts might still pose a threat, the officers refrained from approaching immediately. Instead, they requested assistance from IMPD's SWAT team, who arrived with an armored vehicle and a drone to assess the situation remotely. The drone was deployed to provide live footage from inside Roberts' vehicle. The video showed Roberts motionless in the driver's seat, showing no signs of response. The SWAT team then used the armored vehicle to safely approach the car, ensuring no further threat remained before medics were called in. When medics arrived, they confirmed that Kenneth Thaddeus Roberts Jr. was deceased at the scene. A handgun was found near his body, confirming that he had used a firearm to attack the officers. The scene of the shootout was quickly cordoned off to facilitate the investigation. IMPD's Critical Incident Response Team, along with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, was tasked with collecting evidence and analyzing the incident. Investigators focused on reviewing footage from dash cams and body cameras, as well as collecting bullets and shell casings at the scene. Several civilian vehicles nearby were struck by bullets during the shootout, but fortunately, no civilians or officers were injured. The investigation was multifaceted, involving both internal and external reviews. IMPD and the Lawrence Police Department initiated internal investigations to examine the actions of the involved officers, particularly Officer Gordon's decision to fire through his windshield, per protocol. All 3 officers who discharged their weapons, Lieutenant David Gordon, Sergeant Mateo Agresta, and Officer Owen Duckett, were placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. Additionally, the Civilian Majority Use of Force Review Board participated in evaluating the incident to ensure transparency and fairness. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office was responsible for determining whether the officers' actions complied with the law. Investigators also collaborated with the Indianapolis-Marion County Forensic Services Agency to analyze physical evidence, including bullet trajectories and the positions of the rounds at the scene. A key aspect of the investigation was determining Kenneth Thaddeus Roberts Jr.'s motive. At this point, no public information indicated that Roberts had a significant criminal history or ties to major criminal activities. However, his act of firing at officers suggested a state of mental instability or a strong intent to resist. Investigators interviewed the female passenger and reviewed Roberts' background to gain insight into the circumstances leading to his actions. The incident also sparked debate about the use of force in police pursuits. Some argued that the officer's gunfire in a crowded area potentially endangered civilians. However, supporters, including Rick Snyder, contended that their actions were necessary to neutralize an immediate threat to their lives and the public's safety. To fully understand the incident, it must be placed in the broader context of police-related chases and shootouts in the United States. According to statistics, 148 law enforcement officers were killed in the line of duty nationwide in 2024, with vehicle pursuits often carrying high risks. The Lawrence incident was one of 17 IMPD-related shootings in 2024, slightly down from 18 in 2023. Firing through a windshield, though rare, is not unprecedented. A similar incident occurred in Las Vegas in 2018 when Officer William Umana shot through his windshield during a pursuit of 2 murder suspects. In that case, the suspects also fired heavily at police, and Umana's actions were deemed courageous and professional by his superiors. However, experts emphasize that shooting from a moving vehicle requires careful consideration due to the risk of harming civilians. The Lawrence incident also underscored the critical role of technology in law enforcement. The use of dash cams and body cameras provided clear evidence of the event's progression, enhancing transparency regarding the officer's actions. Additionally, the deployment of a drone and an armored vehicle in the final stages of the incident highlighted advancements in how police handled dangerous situations. The pursuit of Roberts serves as a stark example of the challenges law enforcement faces in high-stakes situations. What began as a routine traffic stop rapidly escalated into a dramatic chase and shootout, culminating in the death of the suspect, Kenneth Thaddeus Roberts Jr. The actions of the officers, particularly Lieutenant David Gordon, were praised for their courage and professionalism, but also raised questions about police protocols and tactics. The ongoing investigation involves multiple agencies to ensure transparency and fairness. This incident not only impacted the Lawrence community, but also contributed to broader discussions about the use of force and public safety in law enforcement activities. In a society increasingly focused on these issues, events like the Lawrence case will continue to shape how police and communities interact in the future. That concludes today's case. Thank you for following along, and we hope you found it engaging. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest cases.